Hey, you're listening to Innovators Can Laugh, the fun startup podcast. I'm your host, Eric Milcher. On ICL, we interview an innovative entrepreneur in the European tech startup scene every week. My goal is to have my guests share their wisdom while having a little fun in the process. Now let's dive in. Personality is the most important unknown factor in job performance. While skills are quantifiable, personality is not that easy to quantify until now. My guest today is Florin Lazar. He is the Chief Operating Officer of Freya. It's a startup that helps other startups get the right talent and reduce their time to hire by 87%. Florin, welcome to Innovators Can Laugh.
Thanks for inviting me here.
Yeah.
Nice to
see you here. We ran into each other at an event that I hosted a few weeks back. And fascinated to learn more about you and wanted to get you on the show. So we're finally doing it. First question for you, Florin. Would you rather have $25,000 in cash or have dinner with Gary Vee?
This is interesting. I think the 25K. I was patient about Gary Vee a couple of years before, but right now, I think it has a lot of insights, but I can took them from online.
Yeah, I feel that way about a lot of people. It's like, hey, I feel like I already know as much as I'm going to get from that person. And so I'd probably take the cash, especially when it comes to Gary Vee, right? There's so much content that he produces. It's like, I'm not going to really learn anything new from him. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not attached emotionally.
Yeah.
That is someone that I really want to meet at some point.
Yeah.
And this is an opportunity.
Okay. Next question for you. What is the greatest accomplishment of your life so far?
It's the accomplishment. I will be philosophical, but I think I'm more aware of myself, and I'm more at peace with myself at this moment. As I'm 27, I passed some young adult period of time when you have a lot of energy and thoughts, and now I'm grounded.
Man, you're so wise at such a young age. At 27, shit.
I hope so. I hope I am.
Yeah. I don't think I started maturing until I got into my mid-30s, Florin.
Okay. The younger generations are too different.
Maybe, or I'm just a late adopter to discovering, who I am and what I want to do in life. Okay. Next question for you here. What is a strange thing or nutty thing that you've done to either save money or earn money?
In the last years of high school, I took meditations.
Okay.
Before the exams, and I was already good enough at math and physics, and I missed some of them to take the charge I needed to pay to the professor.
Okay, I don't understand here. So okay. So instead of paying the coach or the professor, you just kept the money.
Yeah, and I missed the hours.
Okay.
The sessions.
Okay. All right. What's the number of books that you have read in the past 3 months, Florin?
3 months? I think around 6.
6 books?
Yeah.
Which
I took a break in the second part of the year. Yeah. I had more read in the first half, but in the second part, I think there are 6.
Yeah. Well, 6 is probably more than most people read an entire year. So that's off to you,
Yeah, I know. But
of those 6 books, which is the one that left the biggest impression on you?
I'm really passionate about tennis, and I read a book that's called The Inner Game of Tennis. Basically, it's the book that stayed behind the coaching theory that is nowadays everywhere.
Okay.
And I think this one was the most interesting book, as I could apply it both for business and playing the game.
Okay, I'm writing that name down, Inner Game of Tennis, because I love tennis myself. And so we got to talk more about tennis after this conversation here, because I'm fascinated.
Perfect.
Yeah. Okay.
Perfect.
Last question for you before we jump into Freya is if you had to set your phone's wallpaper to a photo of somebody that you admire, this could be an athlete or a celebrity or anybody else, who would that be?
I did it before. Right now, I don't have it. It was a football player. It's Steven Gerrard.
Okay.
It was the captain of Liverpool FC.
Okay.
And it is my childhood idol.
Okay. Yeah. Do you still root for England? Were you rooting for them in the World Cup?
Sorry?
Who were you rooting for in the World Cup?
Right now, I want Argentina to win.
Okay.
I don't have any other options.
Yeah. I was disappointed because I could essentially root for three teams. Romania, because I'm here in Romania, but you guys weren't in there.
Yeah.
The US, but let's be realistic. They're not going to go far, right? And then Mexico too, which they really don't go far at all. So, but, yeah, between Argentina and France, I don't really care. I just want to see a good game. If it's a good game, I'll be happy.
Almost the same.
Yeah.
Almost the same. I need to pick a side to keep my interest in the match.
All right. Okay, so let's jump into Freya Sense here. And what problem does Freya Sense solve, Floating?
It's really difficult to recruit talent, and in general, and it's even more difficult for startups because at this level, talent is even more important. One person can break your business. It's not like in corporations where you have systems and procedures, and okay, if it's not the right people, you can change it. And the first 20 persons in a startup, they are crucial.
Okay.
So this is the problem that we solve because founders don't expect the difficulties of recruiting, and then there we add quality to their process.
Okay. So how can they get a sense of how a new hire will perform? Like, what do they when they're using Freya? Can they get a sense of how what the performance level would be of a new hire based on the questions that it's asking?
Yes, we all know what a senior Java developer means, but it's more difficult to identify their personality. And for each startup, the personality of the people they need onboarded are different depending on their values and the specific behaviors we expect them to have for that job role. And combining these two, for each position can be generated a behavioral profile specific for them. And in our app, after they build a behavioral profile, they will have an end-to-end interview to run. It's like a conversation, like ours. It's really easy. And they can assess the top 5 personality traits that are included in the behavioral profile.
Okay. So let's suppose I was hiring for my startup, right? My background is marketing. I don't know anything about being a developer, whether it's Python or Java or anything like that, right? So could your tool help me look for the qualities that I should be looking for and the personality traits I should be looking for in that specific job if I were to start using Freya?
Yes. We can take a look at the role you want to hire for. We can take a look at your values, and from mixing them, we create a behavioral profile of top 5 personality traits because these are the deal maker or the deal breaker for you.
Okay.
And having them, there will be the interview generated. Look, for example, if you are looking for someone that believe that they can change the world, this is called locus of control. And in terms of personality traits, there is self-efficacy high.
Okay.
And to assess this personality trait in someone, you can ask them about a difficult time they have, a difficult problem, and how they manage it, how they treat that problem, how they reacted. Because you want to assess in them if they have enough power and if their attention is on finding a solution. It's in my power to find a solution.
Okay. You said something interesting there, that you said that we'll look at the job requirements, but then also your values. And so
Yeah.
any startup that's going to be using this platform, a lot of it is dependent upon the values of the startup founder, because my guess is that the culture that I want to build should be centered around the values that I believe in. Is that safe to say?
Yes, yes, yes. Usually, the founder has the values, the first values of the company. But I think here is a disclaimer, because when the team is broad, is bigger, everyone comes in the team with different values, and at some point, there you have the values of the founder on one part, and the values of the team on the other. And the values of the company are the values of the entire team, not just the founder. But there is a trap that the founder can believe that the startup has my values.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And I guess what are some of the trends that you're seeing as we combine technology with recruitment? And Freya, how does that fit into the picture of these trends and what you're seeing right now?
I think we are at the point where we see a change in recruiting because of the economical crisis that will come, the layoffs that we already have, and they will be even more next year. And look, for example, our advisors from Silicon Valley told us that 90% of the recruiters are fired in the valley, and this means that, okay, maybe there will be a slower pace for the next months, but in terms of recruiting, but this space need to be filled with something, with other tools.
Okay, did I hear that correctly? That what you guys heard from advisors over there in Silicon Valley is that about 90 or up to 90% of tech recruiters, technology specific, are being let go during this crisis right now?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what you call liquidation, right? Kind of like a going out of sell business. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So what would be your advice then for startups who don't really have access to a recruiter to help them out, and they're trying to bring on, new employees for their team? Like, what would be your advice on how to screen candidates in terms of getting, a candidate that's the right fit for your culture and also has the right personality?
I think here are two parts. One is on the part of sourcing, and the other is on interviewing. For sourcing, there is a need for job ads and communication that needs to stand out, because almost all of the messages online are the same. If you are interested, I'm hiring. If you are interested, the LinkedIn is full of these messages, and no one is getting attracted by them. And you really need to tell a story about your startup, but not like we get funded and we are already a success. It's your purpose for the work, what you want to change in the world, and how this person will fit in your team and will be part of the story. And on the other end, on the interview, I think the most important is to be intentional with the questions, in terms of build questions that assess some behaviors you want to have in your team. Past behavior determines future behavior. As a founder, you don't have 2-3 years to take someone and change their behaviors and change their mindset. Of course, here is space for growth. But if they are not at least a good fit at the beginning, probably you will not have money at the end of this journey. And they maybe will change some of their behaviors. So to summarize them, it's on one side, tell a story, and on the other, be intentional with the questions.
Okay, good advice. Good advice. And you guys currently have, I think, over 100 customers. How were you able to get traction and get a lot of these customers on board?
For now, most of our customers came through our partnerships with accelerators and VC funds. We work closely with them.
Okay.
And also some of the customers, especially in the second part of the year, last month, came organically through us. I think because of our online communication and this kind of marketing activities.
Okay. How does your business model currently work? I understand that that could probably change in the future, but currently, how does it work?
It's free for startups for the first hires, because at this moment we know that changing the way people recruit, and especially for founders, is a behavioral change, and it needs time. And we want to help startups build great teams, and this is why the first hires are for free, and we monetize from Series A when the numbers of people of startup need to recruit increase exponentially.
Okay.
And there are also more money from the startup, more needs, and that's the perfect spot to monetize from both sides.
Okay. Cool. Now, what project are you working on right now, floating for Freya?
It's the recruiting one.
Okay. So right now, are you mostly just in Romania, and do you have plans to go globally?
We are already in 6 countries.
Right.
We have a startup from US. Also, we have clients from US, Germany, France, Spain, Colombia, and Romania. These are our countries.
Okay.
Right now.
Well, congrats on that. Now, question for you here: what hire did you guys make that really changed the company in a positive way? I guess specifically for what position was it for? And you can't say the COO position.
I didn't think about it. Okay. I think it's a developer.
Okay.
That paired and that helped us to push the product on the market really fast in the first part of the year.
All right. Where can people learn more about you and Freya, Floody?
If someone is interested in behavioral recruiting, especially for startups, they can find us on LinkedIn, on my personal page, and also on the company's page.
Fantastic. All right, everybody. Floody, thanks for coming on Innovators Can Laugh. Everybody listening, if you enjoy us, feel free to check out the video on YouTube. Just look for Innovators Can Laugh. You can also sign up for the ICL newsletter, where you'll see upcoming guests, and also ask any questions that you would like me to ask the guests. All right, Floody, thanks for coming on the show.
Thanks for the invitation, Eric. It was a pleasure to laugh with you.
Yeah, my pleasure having you here. La rivedere.
Bye-bye.
Thanks for listening to the show. If you enjoyed it, I'd really appreciate it if you could give us a review and star rating. Also, don't forget to sign up for the ICL newsletter at innovatorscanlaugh.com, where you can get the bio and details of each guest. Thanks.